We'll now revisit our first program in Scratch to make the cat repeat some of its behavior. More particularly, we now want the cat to keep moving and changing its color all the time. How can we do this? Well, one way to do this would be to copy this program several times, placing the new code right after the existing code. We could do this once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, but not to infinity. Isn't there a way to tell the cat to repeat its behavior forever? Luckily there is. We can do this with the use of iteration, or repetition as it's also known. Iteration is a process of repeating sections of a program. It is one of the main programming constructs, along with sequence and selection, and it is used whenever a specific behavior needs to be repeated. There are different types of iteration. This week we will focus on infinite loops, while next week we'll have the chance to investigate other types of iteration too. In infinite loops, a program section runs again and again without stopping. Hence, infinite loops are used whenever a specific behavior needs to be repeated indefinitely, or when we want a particular behavior always present. There is a wide range of examples from everyday life where we have infinite loops. When we swim, for example, we kick our feet all the time without stopping. The moon continuously orbits the Earth again and again. Our heart is programmed to beat forever, from the day we're born until we die. Now, let's use iteration to modify a program in Scratch to make the cat continuously move, bounce off an edge, and change its color. Our current code tells the cat to move, bounce off an edge, and change its color only once. In order to repeat this behavior indefinitely, we'll use a forever block, which you can find in the control palette. Let's now put our stack of the 3 blocks in the mouth of the forever block and double-click it to see what happens. Great! The cat now keeps moving and bouncing off an edge, as well as changing color all the time. You can include even more blocks inside the forever block if you want to. For instance, we could introduce the next costume block from the looks palette to make the cat change costume every time it moves 10 steps, thus making it look like it's running. Oops! This is a bit too fast. I'll introduce a wait block to make it a bit more realistic. That's it. Note that the forever block has a socket on top, so you can put it after another block. However, it doesn't have a bulge on the bottom, so you can't place a block after it. Can you tell why? As you can see, once the cat changes color, we go back to the beginning to move 10 steps again. There's no end to this infinite loop, and hence we cannot add something after it, simply because it doesn't make sense to have something after forever. In the next video, we'll learn how to change the looks of the cat while combining iteration and selection.